Wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me as we move into April 2022. So what is going to be happening for you in April of 2022? Today, in just a moment, I'm going to talk you through the different tarot packs and oracle packs that we're using for each of the readings. I've got the little books out here as well to help to guide you, and we're also going to be drawing one of the water crystal experiment cards for each of the readings to also help to guide you to whichever reading is speaking to you. And I'm then actually going to draw just a couple of runes for every single sign. So the way that this would work is that you tune into whichever reading is speaking to you, or readings sometimes, and then if you flip through the timestamps and find the sun sign, or if you know your moon sign and your rising sign, you might want to see those and have a listen to the runes as well, because they will bring you extra guidance on top of the reading that you've tuned in with. So I need to say as well, guys, we are entering a new moon phase. Tomorrow, I'm recording this today, it's actually the 31st of March. So we are literally at that pivotal turning point as we enter April. And this is a pivotal turning point. April is an extraordinary month because we begin with a new moon and we end with a new moon. And in itself, it's almost like there is a little mini cycle of manifestation that takes place within the astrodynamics and the lunar dynamics particularly. What I will do, guys, on my Sunday readings, I'll be doing archangel readings this Sunday. With the archangel readings, I'm also going to do a lunar update very specifically about the tribal moon. Lux Far Woman is the fourth tribal moon cycle of 2022, and I will give you an update and an overview of the kind of experiences that tend to show up in our soul growth as we navigate this fourth lunar cycle of 2022. So I'll just add a little extra video on the Sunday readings as well. So if guys, if that interests you, and if you're new to my channel, if you're already a part of this amazing YouTube community, you know, thank you guys so much for following, for liking, sharing, and commenting. You guys are amazing. If you're new to me or my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, you should get notification whenever I post readings. I put them up every Sunday, and I also do spontaneous readings like this one, where it just feels right. The energy is right, and so sometimes it's a very specific question that we might be asking. Sometimes it's just what's happening in the coming month. So, you know, if you want to get notification of those, do subscribe, press the little bell icon, and yeah, tons and tons of love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's have a look at the three sets of cards that we're using. So in reading one, we are going to be using the Light Seers Tarot and the Spirit Animal Oracle pack. Let's draw a crystal card as well. Honesty. This is a power card. The crystal for reading number one, the water crystal, is the card of honesty, the crystal of honesty. It's incredibly beautiful. Ooh, reading number two is coming out already. Now, reading number two, we are using the New Chapter Tarot and the Spirit Animal Oracle. These are the two packs, and your card it's a wisdom card, and it is peace of mind. So reading number two, peace of mind. Reading number three. Okay, this is really interesting because this is actually, I think, a peace of mind card as well. Now, reading number three, we're going to be using the Crow Tarot and the Archangel Animal Oracle cards. And your card is, yes, it is, I thought it was, peace of mind. This is a healing card, cranial hado, peace of mind. Very different energy, interestingly enough, between these two crystals. They're both speaking about peace of mind. But this one, it's almost like two crystals coming together. There's a reuniting or an emerging. It feels like almost something coming back into alignment, back into balance, coming back together, or potentially emerging, bringing forth something, emerging from an existing state of being. But anyway, that is the crystal for reading number 3. So guys, if you need to press the pause button, if you're not sure which of the readings is right for you, or indeed if you might want to bookmark the page, because these readings are for April 2022. So if you want to come back to this, you should be able to find it on the home page, but if you of the channel. But if you want to bookmark it to come back to it at any time, if you feel you might need guidance during the month, then just do that. Wonderful, wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me. Tons and tons of love, and I will see you in the readings. So reading number 1, you've chosen the Light Seers Tarot and the Spirit Animal Oracle and the Water Crystal card of Honesty. Now this is a power card, so there's a real sense of strength and yet calmness I feel here in this card. I'm just going to place it over here. Let's draw from the Spirit Animal Oracle first. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Be loyal to what you love. Now that's too many, I'm going to put them back. What I'm really feeling is the card at the top here is speaking to us. Eagle spirit, spirit has your back. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you've been put to the test in some way. That's what's been going on now. Now, if we think of the tribal moon cycles, where I speak about these in the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon journal. I'll speak about this after the Sunday readings, but we've just come, in March, we have come through the 3rd moon phase of Ways the Truth. There's been a lot of stuff, it's been quite intense astrologically. There's been a lot of stuff shown to us that's caused us to have to evaluate. Now, as we move into April, Spirit has your back. I feel like you've had to stand your ground, or literally something's been called into question, and this is going to flow through as you move through April. This is going to kind of, it's almost like it's going to be your guiding light. The honesty, the belief in yourself, the loyalty to the trusting yourself, doing what's right. It's now Lux Far Woman. The moon cycle of Lux Far Woman is actually, interestingly enough, often a space of healing. It's often the stuff, I think, that was shown to us during the moon phase of Ways the Truth. We start to be able to kind of fix, to repair, to heal, but we become strong even through a challenge or through adversity. So there's something about honesty here that is, I want to say, shining through, but I think it's possibly during March been slightly questioned. I feel like I might just draw a card for the past here in a moment. I do have extra cards lying around me as well. If I feel I want to draw some clarifying cards, I may use another pack as well. But April for you is about, it's like building a strong foundation. Yeah, King of Wands. You're coming into your own in some way. I think if you were tested during March, April is a month where the key here is your own self-belief and really holding on to, do you know, I almost want to say don't compromise. It's like just stand firm, walk tall, stand firm, because there's a strength coming through here in you now. Spirit has your back. Be loyal. Don't be loyal to what you love. yeah, don't compromise. That's what keeps coming through here. Don't compromise. We have the card of the Moon. We have the card of Strength. Wow, big cards. Two of Swords. Ace of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so what's happening in April 2022 is Seven of Swords. Just going to use just the, I was going to say I want to use the top card, but I think we need all three of these here as well. Let's move these along. Just go with where we are. I kind of feel that for you guys, April is, it's almost like there's something that you were tested on. Okay, I don't know how better to say it really. Something you got tested on during March. It's as though, it's not that you're still tested. It's all, and that's the kind of, that's the essence, I think, of Lux Far Woman. Lux Far Woman, for me, it's almost that ultimate healing where we become whole again, and through becoming whole, we're then able to bring our greatest contribution into the world, to dream in our greatest contribution. But it's almost like there's a transition for you guys between what was shown to you in March, what took place in March, and the strength that you find from it, the courage, the strength. I think it, at the beginning of April, I feel like it's still slightly lingering. Whatever you were looking at, drawn to, experiencing within the context of your own actual real world during March rather. In April, it's almost as if at the beginning of April, you're still really processing that. You're finding that self-belief. You're needing to be really honest with yourself as well. I always feel with Ways the Truth, we see our part in things as well. It's like, I think sometimes in Ways the Truth, we sometimes get called to step up. I also sometimes think we need to learn to step away. It's like choosing your battles almost. And there's something here about really learning in April to stay on track on your own pathway. Spirit has your back, and you're moving into a space of much greater strength. It's almost as if you are building on something, and yet simultaneously that there is a bit of a pull as we move through April for you. I think it's almost like a dilemma that I feel between doing what you want to do, be loyal to what you love, versus maybe some pulls and pushes from other people. I want to say, there's something about not holding on to something here, letting go of something. If you were left with any feelings of resentment, I mean, there are some very specific messages I feel, so this message will be right for some of you, but not for others. If you were left with any feelings of conflict or resentment from stuff that's been going on during March, it's time to let it go, believe in yourself, and be loyal to your own pathway. It's almost like you get drawn down other people's pathways, and it's time to let go, or not to cling to the residue. You know, if someone behaves really badly and basically it really pisses you off, I mean, you kind of know what I mean. If someone tried to pull the wool over your eyes, It's kind of like, I mean, actually, it's really important to keep your own clarity, your own peace of mind, your own, just be really honest. Do what you want to do, believe in yourself and do what is right for you. Be loyal to what you love. Seven of Swords, you know, I feel like signs are going to be shown to you. The way will become clear, and the pathway is being cleared for you to, yeah, to kind of become your own creator. I'm going to draw more cards for this reading. Yeah, card of Justice, Page of Swords. Okay, I'm going to put these in the past here. This is what I feel we're being shown. This was Ways the Truth. This is where you've been. This is what's been going on. There's been a real facing something going on during March. And what I'm seeing in April is an ability to heal, to shift, to move beyond, to get back on track on your own pathway. There may be some learning to do. You may need to invest in yourself in some way, actually, but the way will be shown forwards. This is all about you moving forwards on your pathway, being loyal to what is right for you. It's like there's a real shift in energy. Yeah, so there's a letting go here of something that has been a burden. Really interesting. Something's been overloading you. You may literally have just been spinning too many plates. You know, April is a time for you to get back on track and to delegate. You know, it's not all about you having to do everything. You haven't got to pioneer everything. Yeah, the Devil. This is a card of, for me, liberation. It's like letting go of stuff, cutting cords. Four of Pentacles. Don't cling. Yes, something that has been a conflict for you. You have an opportunity to move beyond it, to let go of it, literally to let go. There's something of it that feels a little bit emotional. Like you were, it pulls your heartstrings in some way, shape or form, but it's really time to let go. Totally time to let go and just, you know, be honest, be realistic about what you want to do, what's right for you. This is a really important shift in, and Spirit has your back. Eagle Spirit, it's time to shift and move beyond something. Pathways are going to be opening for you. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Gorgeous. Seven of Wands. This is a shift in energy, a shift and a move forwards. Lovers. If for you this reading is speaking to you of something to do with a relationship where you've had to balance something, or you saw the truth of the matter, something within relationship, believe in yourself and be loyal to what you love. Don't compromise. It's coming through again. It's really interesting, but the don't compromise isn't about doing battle. There's a really interesting thing here about letting go of stuff. Don't compromise doesn't necessarily mean that you're stuck with a situation. Don't compromise it's more to do with your own ideals, being you, being the strength of who you are. And if you are fearful of something not working out, the key here is about doing exactly what is right for you, being yourself wholeheartedly. Because I sort of feel there's a bit of, I won't say envy around you. This reading is really speaking to me of potential, honesty, integrity. It's almost as if you've shone a light. Loads and loads of people have wanted stuff from you. You've done your best. But actually, it's removed you from your own pathway. You've been carrying too much, and it's really time to let go of a circumstance or a situation, and it's time to delegate and not to compromise in terms of your own pathway. If you're looking for love, then don't settle for less. Be really clear about what you want. Don't settle for less than you want, because April has a lot of promise. It's like, I feel like it's a month of transition for you guys, with the potential for you to manifest something that you've wanted, that has sort of during March been, I won't say knocked off balance, but just, it's like if we think about your focus, if we're manifesting, if I was to draw a pie chart of your energy, your availability, and if 100% of that pie chart was available for you to be completely focused on the one thing that you really, really want to manifest, or indeed anything you want to manifest in your life, if your pie chart was 100% focused on you, then you'd be manifesting it really, really quickly. And I feel like there's been stuff going on that has invaded your space, literally. So your pie chart has been, there's been so many plates to spin in it, that the bit of the pie chart in terms of what you're manifesting has been like quite a small slither of it has been available for the bit that's really about you. It's like something has knocked the stuffing out of you a little bit, or knocked the wind, taken the wind out of your sails, or that something's been going on in a way that is obviously unique to your own world. April allows you to get back on track. It's like you become the master manifester again. The card of the Lovers is often about choices, but I am seeing here genuinely, for those of you for whom this is some sort of relationship issue, or you're drawing in a soulmate, I think by the end of April, you're really back on track in terms of manifesting. It's like your pie chart is becoming complete in terms of the energy that you personally have available to you for your manifestations. I'm going to draw a couple of cards just to see what else we are shown before we wrap up this reading. Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is lovely, because feels like a master manifester. And Six of Cups. Again, there's nostalgia, there's looking back. I always feel the Queen of Cups, it's like she can hold her own dreams. You know, she's kind of, yeah, she can sit in the dream time. She can tune into her intuition. She's become the manifester of love, really. She can manifest through love. I feel like there's a massive shift available to you guys during the month of April. And that shift is, so you may start April feeling that there's a bit of lag around you, kind of almost like energy around you, but it's going to shift. And the key here is cutting cords and letting go. It's really quite clear. For some of you, it's about delegating, giving the work to someone else so you're not carrying everything and spinning every plate. For others, it's literally firmly saying no. For some of you, it's literally saying goodbye to something. For others, it's just literally a not allowing the residue of something, the emotional residue of something, to cling to you. It's like a release. But the key here is your own honesty, your own integrity. Know who you are, be loyal to what you love. Spirit has your back. If you can keep that energy intact around you as we move through April, I think things are really going to shift and move forwards, and the looking back will not be emotionally laden. You might look back and be sad about some stuff, you know, that didn't work out, whatever, but do you know what? You know, that's fine. You're moving on, you're manifesting, you know, there's Spirit has your back, literally. The signs will be shown to you. It's time to literally shift, to have the Hanged Man and the Magician sitting together. I mean, this is really powerful. The combination of these, you know, the way will be shown, a doorway will open for you. You become the alchemist. Things are moving forwards for you. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap up this reading, dive into the runes and see what is also shown for your sign on top of this transitionary reading, because that's what this is about. It's about transition. It's about shifting from one energetic and one space and literally into the new. But for you, it's very much about getting back on track. It's almost like you either got overwhelmed or you lost sight of something, or there was so much invasion and demands on your time that your stuff couldn't take a precedence anymore. And it's like reclaiming. That's what I want to say for reading number 1. It's like reclaim your own pathway, reclaim your desires, reclaim what you want. And yeah, don't compromise on that. You know, you literally, I want to say you're worth it. That's what this reading feels like it's really saying. So Super Souls, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I look forward to seeing you for others if you have enjoyed this. And yeah, do check out the runes. Tons and tons of love to you. So reading number 2, you have chosen the New Chapter Tarot and the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And you have the Peace of Mind card. This is a wisdom card. So I'm going to place that here. And let's draw from, should we draw from the tarot first? See what we're shown. So we're asking, what is happening for you in April 2022? So 3 of discs. Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups. I'm going to use these. 4 of Cups and the Tower. Five of Wands. Eight of Wands. Ooh. Oh wow, look, we have the Emperor and the Empress together. This is very significant indeed. Okay. Wow, King of Wands. Okay. You have Raccoon, Inventor. Yeah, this is like a reading of profound personal manifestation. So, which is really interesting because April is like this month, this mini month of manifestation. The energy is really poised to, if we tune into the lunar energy, it's really poised for a beginning that literally we move through a process of manifestation where we arrive then almost at a birthing. So it's like we can set things in motion, and if we are aligning with the lunar cycles, we are actually likely to begin to see something emerge, you know, by the end of the month. It's really quite a significantly powerful month in terms of what we are wanting to manifest for ourselves. The key to your ability to manifest here is your peace of mind. It's a wisdom card. And it's almost as if I think you're beginning to really understand how you hold your own. Gosh, what am I trying to say? It's actually a really clear message coming through, and yet I'm getting quite tongue-tied. It's quite interesting. But it's trying to say it in a way that is really clear. It's like you're beginning to really understand. I think that's why I'm getting tongue-tied. You're beginning to really understand how your state of mind and the language, the words that you use, are affecting your ability to manifest. It's like you're learning this Raccoon inventor, decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and you can juggle them well. I mean, Raccoon is a really interesting card because raccoons work with their family, their tribe, their community. They work together, they collaborate. They understand, again, they understand how to get the best out of a situation. They're very, very inventive. They're very creative. There's tons of creativity here. First of all, we have the Three of Discs. It's like a pyramid card here. Now, it's followed by the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're, if we think of the Three of Discs and the Five of Wands beneath it, I feel like you are you're mastering the art of becoming clear about what it is you want, or you're understanding how that clarity can manifest quite quickly if you keep your focus. The Ace of Wands is, with the 8 beneath it, is asking you to aim high but be really clear about what you want. This for you guys is a real month of manifestation. It's a time when you can really, the energy is inviting change and a shift to create the new for you. It's like you become, you become the king of your own. It's almost like I say the king, but it's a king card, but you become the master manifester here. And you're able to hold the balance of both the masculine and the feminine within you. It's like there's something you're birthing. Now, this is a month, guys, for you to really, really harness this energy of manifestation. That's what this reading is saying to you. What do you want to manifest? Get clear about it. Now, if you are, I'm recording this, I should get it uploaded this evening, I hope. Tomorrow is the new moon. The new moon is the perfect time to make new moon wishes and also to set new moon intentions. Now, they're different. Wishes kind of embody the feminine. They're like entering the dream time. I wish for this, I wish for that. Clarity of wishes. The intention is like a commitment, and I intend to do. So it's like the masculine of manifestation. If wishes are the feminine embodiment of manifestation, then intentions are the masculine. It's I intend and I commit to do this step and that step to make this happen, to bring it forth. So tomorrow's new moon is the perfect time to set wishes and intentions. Excuse me, I'm just going to lean over and grab. I wasn't actually intending to sort of promote my books. That's not really why we're doing this. And I will talk about the tribal moon phases, which I talk about in this Astro-Moon journal. I'll talk about these on Sunday's readings. But what I will do is just find the information for the new moon. Here we go. So we have... 31st of March, 1st of April, new moon in Aries. Here we go. I say 31st of March because actually it will be the 31st of March if you're in Los Angeles, but for everybody else we're on the 1st of April. So let me read this to you. A new moon in Aries naturally supports wishes and intentions that focus on ourselves, supporting personal growth, self-discovery, courage and authenticity, and new beginnings. The lunar energy today emphasizes the potential for healing conversations, whether with others or within ourselves. So if you suffer from a debilitating inner critic, this is a perfect new moon to set wishes to easily overcome any form of internal negative dialogue. The expansive energy of Jupiter sits with spiritual Neptune. So if you are searching to find your calling or you're needing spiritual guidance to enhance the next steps on your pathway of conscious manifestation, this is the ideal new moon to wish for signs and signals to show you the way. Masculine Mars and feminine Venus sit on either side of the structuring energy of karmic Saturn, also connecting beautifully with the wild, untamed feminine energy of Lilith. This is a perfect dynamic to focus on new moon wishes that seek to balance and align your practical needs with your deepest desires. Now I'm going to say a bit about that because I think that's present here in this reading. Anyway, the rest is just about writing down in your new moon ceremonies, write down your 10 wishes and open yourself to receive the guidance you need. Now, I just wanted to read that because this reading's really tuning in with the energy of the new moon. The energy of April for you guys who've tuned into reading number 2. It's about manifestation, and it's about becoming a master creator in this month, harnessing that energy. For some of you, you've already started something. You've already got an idea. You know what you want to bring forth. But and you're at a sort of an initial stage. You may have, I don't know, if you were writing a book or designing a house, you've got to that initial stage of planning where you can see the outline, you can see the shape. You've now got to sort of set forth and bring something into motion to start to really move it forwards. Aim high, get very, very clear. Balance the masculine with the feminine, balance the visioning in with the act of setting intentions to do, to manifest. You know, be thoughtful about remaining in balance. I feel like there's a massive shift forwards available for you guys during this month, and the Tower says, you know, that change is coming, change is emerging. We are coming out of the new, out of the old, the new will emerge. And the King of Wands sitting beneath the Tower, it's like you are becoming that master manifester. Now, for any of you who are manifesting a relationship, because we've got a really strong mix here of both Wands and Cups as well, and the Emperor and the Empress, I mean, this is often indicating, when we get the two together, a relationship of love, of integrity. If this is a business partnership and you are looking for partnership, within some kind of creative venture or a business venture, this is a month to manifest that. It's a month to draw that in. If you're manifesting in both in relationship or in your home life or in your career pathway, whatever you are manifesting, I feel like you can manifest people, the right people coming in to help you, to give you the support you need to bring this forwards. To have the Queen of Cups as well as the King of Wands. Again, it's like we've got the capacity for creative thought and manifestation alongside the emotional depth. Now Lilith comes into play in this new moon. Lilith she speaks to us and calls to us of our deepest desires, any injustices that we want to put right, the stuff we want to fix, the stuff we want to manifest because we want to bring something forth into the world. So the energy of Lilith is around Jupiter, a planet of expansion, is offering expansiveness, showing the way forwards, lending the energy of creativity, hope, optimism. So reading number 2, guys, your month of April is really about harnessing the energy. Get focused, get clear, get creative. You know, you have many roles and you can juggle them well. This is kind of saying, don't be afraid to be manifesting in more than one area of your life, actually. But remain peaceful throughout. Keep your energy calm, steady, keep your mind focused, keep your mind clear of clutter. Peace of mind. It's very interesting because it's a wisdom card here, this peace of mind crystal. If your peace of mind is good and you are clear about what you wish to manifest, and you do so from this position of what I would call almost purity, optimism, confidence, then this incredible energy of manifestation that is very much available for some people this month, I think will very much be available for you. If you are manifesting in more than one area, you might actually want to create more than one vision board. you know, so that you have a focus, so you have separate focuses almost. So if you were manifesting, I don't know, something on your career pathway, or manifesting something in relationship, or manifesting something to do with home and family, whatever they are, you might want to do separate vision boards, have them all up on your wall, but so that you're giving equal attention to each. And yet the essence of manifestation is about embracing the changes and being the master of those changes. This is really powerful, zingy, it's lovely, it's really, really vibrant, thriving, the energy of this reading number 2. I'm loving doing it. Guys, do check out now the individual runes for each of the signs. I mean, you know, and see what extra guidance is given for your sun sign, if you know your moon sign and your rising sign as well. Do check those out, because that will kind of, I think, add weight to the reading. But this is a month of manifestation for you guys, and it's gorgeous. So lean into it, embrace it, kind of, guys, just go for it. I mean, this is beautiful. I'm loving sitting in the energy of this. You know, reading number 2, you know, this is going to be a great month for you. It really is. There's a lot of energy available to you. So wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the reading and you'd like to get notification of any of these spontaneous readings, or when I post the Sunday readings, you know, do subscribe, press the little bell icon. And on this Sunday I will be doing a kind of a lunar update. I always do the weekly lunar updates, literally with day by day kind of moon stuff that's happening, the incoming energy. But I will be looking at the overview of April, with the kind of the essence of the tribal moon phases as well. So if you'd like to check those out, do subscribe and press the little bell icon. And yeah, I will leave you with yeah, what looks to be a actually pretty fab month for you guys. Go for it. Tons and tons of love to you. So welcome, reading number 3. You've chosen the Crow Tarot, the Archangel Animal Oracle cards, and we have a second Peace of Mind card. But it's interesting because in reading 2, the Peace of Mind card, it was actually a wisdom card, whereas this is a healing card. So it's actually quite different, and it feels like there's a coming together or an emerging, and maybe there's both. But let's place that card. I feel like I want to place that here. So Peace of Mind, let's just dive straight into the tarot first of all, see what we're shown. Okay, this is a healing. This is 3 of Swords. We're coming out of a situation, you guys. You're coming out of something. A conflict is resolving itself. It's sorting itself out. You may have to leave something behind. It's interesting, it's in reverse. We have the 8 of Cups. This is nice. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. The Justice card. We have the 6 of Swords. I feel like there's an outcome in April for you. Yeah, the Tower. There's an outcome for you for something. And we have the Judgment card, the High Priestess. You've got big cards. Do you know, if you guys have been navigating anything that is to do with finances or legal matters, or whatever you've been juggling with or working through. And then we have the 10. Do you know, I was wondering what the outcome was going to be here. It was like, really, wow. It's like there's a navigation of something. So if you're entering some form of negotiation here, That's what I feel like. There's a really positive and favourable outcome. It's like you're negotiating something during April. And you're going to need to sort of to weigh some things up and to evaluate. You might be a little fearful of change, but actually it's really right and proper that the change is coming. You might be fearful of it not working out. You know, when you're in that in-betweeny space, when stuff is happening, it's a bit like, I don't know what it's like anywhere else in the world, but in the UK, the house buying system, for example, I'm going to use this as an example, but it's like the real estate sort of system we have here in the UK. It feels really precarious. It's like you agree that you're going to buy a house, but literally until the very day that you exchange contracts, it's totally up in the air. You're sitting in this in-between space and you don't know whether it's actually going to work out or not. You know, really, really interesting. So it's kind of like, this is asking you, I feel like for you guys, trust is of the essence here. You're needing to negotiate something and trust that it's going to work through in some way, which I think it is. You know, we have the Ten of Pentacles here. Shark. We have Shark card. Lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. Archangels Metatron and Jules. Okay. I feel like there's a bit of, I want to say kind of Hyoka energy around you, the trickster energy around. Rat. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Yeah, there's some trickster energy. What I want to voice to you guys, I'm looking outside my window and there's a massive face in the clouds. And again, it looks like that kind of trickster. It's that kind of, feels like there's a trickster energy going on around you. Now we have this peace of mind healing card. So I feel like you're having to process something during April that leaves you feeling a little bit like you're wondering if this is going to get sorted out or not. You're wondering if it's going to come right. Monkey. Experience all that life has to offer. Okay, I'm going to place this card over here, the healing. This feels like something's up in the air for you guys, okay, during April. Badger, bring your life into balance. Okay, so now we're beginning to see the way forwards. So we have kind of Shark and we have Rat. Lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Okay. Kind of want to say sort of hold your course here. Bring your life into balance. Monkey, experience all that life has to offer. I sort of feel like you guys in an interesting way are needing to be able to almost like laugh at yourselves a little bit. You know, we can worry incessantly about things, about whether it's going to work out. We can get into what I would call that what if pattern of thinking. Peace of mind. It's really interesting because this feels like something coming together or something emerging, and I feel like it's sort of both. But while something is in its process of transition, in its process of birthing, I feel like you guys are just worrying a lot about this. Will it work out? Is it going to work out or not? Wolf, be independent but work together. Raven, prepare for change. Camel, be forbearing and patient. Grey Squirrel, find new ways of solving problems. Dog, be disciplined in your home and community life. I feel like I'm drawing so many cards, but it feels demonstrate grace and majesty. And lastly, Kingfisher. Be patient and focused. Okay, so I feel for you guys, there's like a story unfolding here, even, and it's reinforced by the Archangel Animal cards here. We have this wonderful card here. I'm going to draw some extras around the 10 of Pentacles for you guys, because I feel like you're going to need to negotiate something. And I think for some of you, it could be something like real estate, or whether it's a contract of some sort, but you're going to need to negotiate something here. You're going to have to weigh things up, but and maybe even look at different ways of approaching things. But it's all about negotiation for you. And hence we're seeing this crystal sort of, you know, almost, it's like divided. It looks like two crystals coming together. It's one crystal and yet it's two. So there's more than one way of approaching this. The key here is the peace of mind. You know, something is going to get fixed. It's going to get sorted. Demonstrate grace and majesty. The whole process here, it's like we're given the answers here. Grace Squirrel, find new ways of solving problems. Be disciplined. So you need to be persistent here. And also loyal. You know, demonstrate grace and majesty, and be patient, but also focused. So, you know, the results look good here. You know, we have Page of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Pentacles. You know, we've got the High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess, the energy of the High Priestess is really trusting your higher knowing, holding that higher pathway. The key here is about, you know, being patient, being focused, and I want to say be steady. I feel like you guys are, yeah, if you're, it is a bit like real estate in some way. You're buying something, or you're negotiating a contract, you're navigating something. And as you're processing this, you know, the key here is keeping your life in balance. Navigating the changes, but I kind of want to say be steady in this. Be steady and sort of almost meticulous. It'll be really interesting to see what the runes throw up for you guys when we do the runes for all the different signs. I'm going to draw a few more clarifying cards just around the page and the 10 here, because these are really positive cards. Chariot. Do you know, this is really telling me whatever you're negotiating, whatever you're trying to, I feel like whatever you're manifesting during April, and April is a profound month of manifestation, I think it's going to involve other people. It's not something that you can singularly do on your own. It's not like you can just go out and, you know, write a shopping list and it's your decision. It's like it's got to be, the decisions have to be shared with others, or something has to be negotiated with others. It's really important to be patient with this process. I think when we get to the end of April, it's going to suddenly fall into place and speed forwards. I don't think it's not going to happen. So if you are like buying a house or something and you're stuck in the UK system and you're really wondering what the hell's going on and will it ever happen and is it going to move forwards? Yes, I think it will, but possibly not until, I feel like you know, when we get to the end of April, it's like all the work you've been putting into place during the month of April, that steady progress, that balanced way, that negotiating with others, being independent, but also working with others as well, finding ways to solve the problem, being disciplined, being steady, doing everything with good grace, being patient and focused. All of these things are going to sort of come together. So the underlying worry and concern that I think might be there in this sort of, gosh, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? This reading is saying, look, really, you know, lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. Be true to yourself. The universe will reward you. You know, laugh about stuff if it's not working through, but kind of trust that it will. You know, it's going to move forwards quite quickly, and I think it's going to fall into place. I just don't think it's going to fall into place possibly until the end of April. And what you've got to do is patiently navigate and negotiate your way through this month. Put aside the fear, give yourself that peace of mind. Know that it will come together and it will emerge. Pull in those fragmented bits that we feel when we feel like it's not going to work out and we don't know what's going to happen next. Let go of that stuff. Be patient and focused, because it will move forwards. You know, I don't feel I need to draw any more cards for this reading. I'm going to leave it, you know, reading number 3, I'm going to leave it at this. Yeah, this is really saying to you, look, don't be fazed or anxious or worried. I think there's a tendency for that because you're having to negotiate and weigh things up. But the way is pretty steady, actually. It's all about, you know, keeping that peace of mind, holding the faith and the trust, but also the mixture of doing. You know, when we create new moon wishes and new moon intentions, the wishes are holding our dreams, our desires. The intentions are what we're then going to do. And I feel this is very much about, it's got the emphasis of intention, of what to do to navigate your way through so that it then falls into place and emerges and happens. Be patient and focused. I think it will happen. And when it does, it will happen quite quickly. You know, it's like if the baby is overdue. My first child was very, very late, and you know, you're kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. It feels like that. You're waiting for something, waiting and waiting and waiting, and then suddenly, but then, you know, when it happens very quickly and life changes. So I think it will all emerge. But April for you guys, I think, is this steady negotiation and progress, and not allowing yourself, you know, keep that peace of mind and hold your vision. Guys, it'll be really interesting to see what the runes throw up for you. So I'm going to, as this is reading number 3, I'm now going to move into the runes. I will draw them for every sign. So yeah, click on the timestamps and check them out. Tons and tons of love. And guys, if you want to get notification of any of these spontaneous readings as I do them, or you want to tune into the Sunday readings, I'll be doing a big lunar update this Sunday as well. Guys, you know, subscribe and press the little bell icon. And thank you so much to all of you for supporting me, my readings and this channel. Tons of love to you. Welcome, Aries. Your runes. Okay, you have constraint, you have separation, and you have fertility. Aries, the rune of constraint says that for April 2022, maybe initially around you, there's either a restriction or something isn't quite moving forwards as fast as you would like it to. But there's a need to let go of something. Othilla, the rune of separation, asks us to release something, to let go of something. It's like you've outgrown a situation. And the rune of fertility is a fruit-bearing rune, but it requires completion of beginnings. And so I would suggest, Aries, that initially you may be feeling as though something hasn't moved forwards or isn't moving forwards. You may need to pay attention to the detail, cross the T's, dot the I's, you know, negotiate your way through something here. But something will be left behind. There will be a shift, and that shift will involve leaving something behind, letting go of something. And from that, the new will come to you. So completion of beginnings. You may find yourself even moving forwards into something where you're again needing to attend to some details. But, you know, fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. So Aries, again, wonderful time of year for you guys. It's your birthday time of year. This is an astrological new year for you guys. It really is a new year. So it's the beginning of a new year of manifestation for you. So really think about what you want to manifest for the coming year. Lean into the energy of this extraordinary month of manifestation. Cross the T's, dot the I's, let go of stuff that no longer serves you. invest in yourself, and with a big emphasis and focus on you and what you personally want. And yeah, start to prepare for the coming harvest. Aries, tons and tons of love to you. Taurus, let's draw some runes for you. You have the rune of flow, you have the rune of strength, and you have the rune of Ophila, separation. It's interesting, Aries had this too. Okay, Taurus, something in your world is actually moving forwards. The rune of strength. The rune of strength suggests that it's actually quite important that this does move forwards. It needs to. Something possibly is coming to an end. It could be a phase or a cycle, or something is actually going to come to an end, you know, towards the end of April, I think, for you guys. But it's quite important that it does, because it's clearing the way for the new. So something is going to flow, it's going to shift, it's going to emerge. The key here, I think, Taurus, for you guys, is almost to practice the art of allowing. You know, trusting that the universe has your back. For me, the rune of strength always tells me this. It says the universe has my back. Whatever's happening, it's meant to be. It's got a feeling of, I won't say inevitability, but it's got a feeling of, do you know, this is supposed to happen, you know, so let's just go with it, you know. So be steady. Allow what is happening to flow into its new space, its new form, its new way. Trust that if you are called to let go of something, that release is needed, because it will make way for the new. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that adds some information to whichever reading you chose. Tons and tons of love to you. Gemini, let's draw some runes for you. You have the rune of possessions, you have Berkana, the rune of growth, and you have the rune of journey. So Gemini, the rune of possessions, nourishment, it's a rune that of ambitions satisfied, unexpected rewards and gains. Followed by the rune of growth. This is a rune of profound growth and opportunity. So I think an opportunity is going to be shown to you or come to you. The rune of journey. Now, for some of you, it may be an opportunity. Literally, a doorway opens where you are invited to travel, to journey somewhere. A new road, a new pathway opens for you, a new direction. For others, this will be about removing the inner obstacles within you that stop you from allowing the universe to give to you. So if a doorway opens and you are hesitant or reticent to walk through it, this would ask you to remove any kind of inner beliefs and blocks that stop you from stepping through that doorway and going for it. This is heralding a profound time of opportunity, potential, and new growth for you. It's a new phase of life. This is a little reading, a mini rune reading of abundance, of potential abundance for you. So whatever comes your way, whatever opportunities present themselves, Gemini, I'd be saying go for it. Wonderful friends, I hope this gives you some extra information on top of the other readings that will be of help for you for April 2022. Gemini, tons and tons of love to you. Cancer, let's draw some runes for you. We have the rune of movement. We have the, wow, okay, Cancer. First of all, signs. The rune of signs. This is like signs, signals, synchronicities, divine guidance. Really pay attention not just to things that are said, but to kind of like the things that aren't said. It's like look beneath the surface. See what you're being shown. Yeah. Pay attention to synchronicities, become ultra aware and notice things, because something is flowing and moving forwards. You're being shown something that is going to allow you to move forwards, and something will gather momentum. This is the bettering. The rune of movement is the bettering of any situation. So something is needing to emerge, to flow, to move forwards in your life. And the signs will be shown to you to know when and where to take action, or what you need to do, what you need to say, to be able to find the clarity of sort of decision making in order to go, literally to go with the flow. This is the bettering of any situation, and it is a situation that gathers momentum and builds. It's like it's propelling itself forwards. It's almost like the stream becomes the bubbling brook becomes a stream, which becomes a river, which is going to get bigger and wider and move towards the ocean. So something is moving forwards towards the end of April. It's going to gather momentum, but the signs and the signals will be shown to you, the synchronicities. So at the beginning of April, Cancer, pay particular attention, as because you're going to be shown the way, basically. And whatever it is in your world that's emerging, it's going to build and gain strength. Cancer, on top of the readings that you will, or reading that you've already looked at, I hope this gives you additional guidance or confirmation, the confirmation you need to know how those readings apply to your own unique circumstances. Cancer, tons and tons of love to you. Leo, let's draw some runes for you. Oh, Leo, you've got 4. Most everybody else has had 3 so far. You have the rune of constraint. You have the rune of Berkana, growth. You have the rune of protection, and you have the rune of strength. This is interesting, Leo. Constraint, I want to say, when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. Okay, so you're needing to pay attention to the details. Don't try to rush forwards with something. Allow it to unfold step by step. That's what I'm being shown. And because you're in a space of new beginnings, there's some aspect of your world, Leo, that is very new to you. And this is not a time to try and make it happen. This is a time to allow it to develop, to emerge, to grow. This is a time to nurture the growth rather than trying to force it to happen. Protection. The rune of protection is a rune that advises us to be, again, it's about taking right action, listening to your higher guidance. Again, not trying to force it. Let the universe show you the way. Whatever is unfolding and growing in your world, Leo, whatever aspect of your world whatever aspect of your world is taking place, it needs to find its way into being at its natural pace. That's what you're being shown. You're on track. This is the right pathway, but it's really important to allow it to evolve, emerge, grow steadily. Something is coming forth, growing forth in your world, and Rome wasn't built in a day. That's what I want to say. So whatever reading you have watched, I hope this gives you some additional guidance. You're being asked to be very steady, and you know, Leo, don't be impatient. You know, allow yourself to be patient and pay attention to the details. This is a time to nurture something into being rather than trying to, you know, make it happen. Okay, so celebrate the little joys along the way. Treasure the moment, the here and now. Treasure the journey. Take right action, step by step. Don't do anything underhanded to try and make it happen more quickly, because it won't. Trust, and the universe will show the way. Leo, tons and tons of love to you. I hope this gives you the additional guidance on top of the reading that you've looked at. Tons and tons of love to you for April 2022. So Virgo, let's draw some runes for you. So many are getting the rune of separation. Okay, so Virgo, you have the rune of strength, you have the rune of Othella, separation, and you have the rune of joy. This is out of darkness into light. It's a new dawn. It's full of new possibilities, new hope, new optimism, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. You're needing to draw on your strength for the first, as we enter April. This is what I'm seeing, Virgo. I think you're needing to find the inner strength to process things, because you are undergoing a transition and you are leaving something behind. You're letting go of something. You've outgrown it, basically. It's like whatever coat used to fit, that coat isn't really the right one for you anymore. And there is higher guidance here. The rune of strength is always tells us that we're kind of on course. It's like the universe has your back. The universe supports your growth at this time. But there is there's a letting go, there's a separation, there's an embracing of it's like the embracing of the space for the new, but the new dawn is coming. So draw on your inner strength, let go and trust that the new coat that you're going to put on is the right one. It is a fruit-bearing rune. It is full of joy. It is a new dawn. There are literally new horizons. Virgo, new horizons are opening up for you. And the timing actually is perfect. It's really, really perfect. This is meant to be happening. It's perfect right here and right now. Virgo, I hope that this extra guidance from the runes is what you are, is supporting you and helps you to understand the messages in the pick a card readings to start with. Virgo, tons and tons of love to you in April 2022. Lovely Libra. Let's draw some runes for you, Libra. You have 4. Okay. We have disruption, we have the rune of joy, we have the rune of protection. Okay, so lovely, lovely Libras. So first of all, Libra, the rune of protection is a rune that says right action is needed here. We need to kind of walk tall, actually. Hold your pathway. The rune of defense is interesting because this is suggesting, lovely Libra, that it's almost like, I mean, sometimes it speaks of boundaries and about sort of knowing when to say yes and when to say no to something. And I feel like, Libra, this rune also sometimes says that we sort of develop an aversion to things that don't resonate with us. It's like, and the rune of disruption is a rune that, I mean, sometimes it literally means that something, we experience a disruption, something happens that causes us to have to take a different pathway or see things from a different way. With these two runes together, the rune of defense and Hagelas, the rune of disruption, I feel more like you have slowly but gradually become aware of a situation that actually, you know, you can't really stick it anymore. You can't tolerate it anymore. You can't put up with it anymore. It's like something, you can't sweep it under the carpet anymore. It's like, it's really glaringly obvious to you. So something has to kind of give. It's like you've got to break free from something. Now, whether this is a pattern of thinking or a pattern of responding to something, or it's an actual circumstance or situation or a person, one way or the other, you're going to break free from something and it's going to be liberating. We have the rune of joy. It's going to create a space of new hope, new optimism, a new dawn, new opportunity. This is a fruit-bearing rune. It's gorgeous. So whatever takes place that is beginning to feel like it's beginning to grate or feel a bit erosive, or it's niggling, I think it might come to a head, Libra. And that could be gradual or it could be quite sudden. But one way or the other, it's kind of like, do you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. you know, I'm just not doing it anymore, not working for me, time to call a halt to it. And you know, at any point as this energy comes into your awareness, you'll just know, whether it's at the beginning of April or whether it's halfway through or whether it's at the end, you'll just know, this ain't working for me anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. Bingo, the fog is lifted. You have the clarity. The new dawn is there for you, Libra, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. So Librans, I hope that these extra runes make additional sense along with the whichever reading or readings you've chosen. Tons and tons and tons of love to you for April 2022. Scorpio, let's draw some runes for you. Scorpio, your runes are, we have the rune of defense, we have Kano, the rune of openings, and we have the rune of joy. Okay, the rune of defense is quite interesting. It came up in for Libra as well. So Scorpio, the rune of defense, it sometimes speaks of boundaries, you know, a need to understand when to say yes and when to say no. For you guys, I sort of feel like you're calling a halt to something, or you're opening a new doorway, or you're course correcting or adjusting in some way. Scorpio, the clarity I think is going to come to you. Whatever you have, I feel like there's been some uncertainty around you, maybe a bit of toing and froing. Do you, don't you? Which way do you take that road or do you take that road? Scorpio, the clarity of decision making, it's time to call that shot. It's time to make the choice, make the decision, make the commitment. The pathway will be really clear, actually. You know, you're going to see with clarity. It literally will be like if you've been driving along in fog and you know when your headlights, you don't know whether to put them on a full beam or a dip beam, because whatever you do, you just can't quite see the way forwards and you've just been edging forwards little by little. The fog is going to lift. It's literally like when you get up in the morning and it's really, really misty. It's been like that here today, actually. And then suddenly as the sun comes out, the mist rises and it's the most beautiful clear day. That's the energy for you here. Clarity of direction, knowing where you're going, and it creates a new dawn, a new day, new optimism. Joy, the rune of joy. So I feel like it's time to make a decision, Scorpio, over something. So I hope, Scorpio, these runes are helpful on top of whichever reading or readings you were guided to start with. But April 2022, Scorpio, for you is you call the shots, and it's time to make those decisions, to not actually also accept something that isn't really acceptable. You don't have to put up with something anymore. For some of you, there's a clarity there as well. It's time to it's time to, I won't say leave something behind, but just, yes, you've developed an aversion to something that's niggled you. You're going to make some choices here. Wonderful Scorpios. I hope this has given you the extra guidance you need and helped you to make greater sense of the readings. Tons and tons of love to you for April 2022. Sagittarius. Let's draw some runes for you. You have 4. Okay. You have the rune of journey. You have Hagalaz, the rune of disruption. You have the rune of movement and the rune of breakthrough. Okay, wow. Very powerful, Sagittarius. So the rune of journey, for some of you, literally, it could mean you are doing a bit of traveling. You're doing some journeying. One way or the other, April's going to show you some things. You're going to be journeying. You're going to basically, something is going to be moving forwards for you, Sagittarius. The rune of Hagalaz, if there is a disruption along the way, trust that it is providential. There's purpose to it. The rune of Hagalaz suggests you break free from something. So I'm kind of seeing a liberation in some way, and the bettering of a situation. something, it's almost like, I want to say that you come into your own in some way, or you come back to yourself in some way. It's almost like if there have been disruptions, your tolerance of those is, I won't say wearing thin, but you move beyond it. I feel this feels like quite a lot of liberation here because of the rune of breakthrough. And it's almost like your world, some aspect of your world will gather momentum. It's going to speed up. It's going to grow in force and movement forwards. And the breakthrough moment will come. So April is quite significant, Sagittarius, for you. Sometimes the rune of movement invites us to journey within and remove any blocks within us that stop us from moving forwards. So if there's anything within you that means you put up with stuff you shouldn't really put up with, it's time to kind of shift that. The movement forwards is coming, the growth, the momentum, the empowerment, and the breakthrough comes. Something in your world may actually change direction as well, or a new opening may be offered to you. Sagittarius, if that opening, that window of opportunity is there for you, if that's for you personally, Sagittarius, I would suggest you go for it, most definitely. Wonderful, Sagittarians. I hope these runes have added extra guidance to whichever reading or readings you've chosen. Tons and tons of love to you for April 2022. Capricorn, let's draw some some runes for you. One's flowing out. So you have the rune of protection, you have the rune of harvest, you have the rune of separation, and you have the rune of nourishment. Okay, rune of protection to start with. The rune of protection invites us, it's like taking right action and also being steady. There's something about you bringing something forth that requires an investment here, because the rune of nourishment is about ambitions satisfied. It sometimes indicates unexpected rewards and gains and surprises, but it also invites you to nourish the ground for your own deliverance and to share your success. Okay, the rune of harvest speaks of the need again to nourish, to invest in something. Capricorn, this is a good time for you to be investing in something in a way that is about the longer term future for you. Steady, thorough progress. You may have to let go of something in this process. It's almost like if you're going to invest in something new, you have to let go of something in order for there to be enough energy available to you to invest in the new. Because the rune of separation always suggests that we've outgrown a situation. And usually it suggests that something that was appropriate for us before is no longer appropriate for us anymore. So there's a need to let go of something. You've outgrown it, move beyond it. But yeah, take right action, be steady in your dealings. Nourishment is the real key theme here, but nourishment that will actually ultimately bring about success and reward. It may not be immediate. There might be some short-term gains to be had, but I would be saying the real gains will come in the long term. So you might see some, if you invest in something, you might see some early rewards, some early gain from it, but the real gain is going to come, the real harvest will come a little further on down the line. But nevertheless, make a commitment to invest, whatever that is in, whatever aspect of your world that is, whether it's personal relationships, home, family, you know, your career, whatever you wish to invest in. Wonderful, Capricorns. Thank you so much. I hope these runes have given you some extra guidance or clarification to the actual readings, and tons of love to you for April 2022. Aquarius. Let's draw some runes for Aquarius. You have the rune of joy, you have the rune of ice, and you have the rune of nourishment. Okay. Something's at a standstill, Aquarius. Something's been feeling stuck, frozen, maybe emotionally it's not been moving forwards. You might even find that at the beginning of April, something that you really want to happen just feels like you're wading through treacle, but don't worry about it. I think the thaw will come. You're being asked to actually invest in something in order to make it happen. Something is required from you to make something to take place. You need to actually take action. It's not going to happen by itself. And it may be an emotional investment for some of you. The rune of possessions, it's a rune that speaks of unexpected rewards, surprises, gains. It asks you to nourish the ground for your own deliverance. It speaks of physical stuff, possessions, literally, and also sort of, literally the stuff of life, the immediacy of our own world. So there's something around you in quite an immediate way, home, family, that requires you to give something in order to receive. So Aquarius, you're needing to take some action. If it feels like it's not moving forwards, don't push it into action. This is more about nurture to make it happen, rather than pushing and pushing and pushing. Sometimes someone will be far more responsive. It's kind of, it reminds me of that story. It's an age-old sort of story. I remember it from my childhood, where I think the sun and the north wind have a bet to see who can get the. I think the north wind says, he can get a man to take his coat off, and the wind blows and blows and blows with every amount of power it has. It's quite interesting. We have quite a strong north wind here today. I'm looking outside and seeing the trees being, blown over. It's bitterly cold out today, and actually, if you go out in today's weather, you're going to pull your coat around you even tighter. The sun doesn't exert pressure. The rays are, the sun just nurtures. It offers sunshine, and then the man will take off his coat anyway, by choice. It's got that flavour here. You're needing to take action in a way that will help and allow a situation. It will allow the thaw. It will help something to move forwards through nurturing creativity rather than pushing and forcing. It's got very different energy. But the clarity will come, the new dawn will come, the emergence will come, the joy will come, the fog will lift, you will see the way forwards. So something's going to shift for you here, but it's about not forcing it, but about supporting it into its sort of space of emergence. Aquarius, I hope that makes some sense or has added some clarification to the readings for you. Tons and tons and tons of love to you for April 2022. Pisces, let's draw some runes for you. Okay. First of all, you have the rune of signs, signals, synchronicities. You then have the rune of initiation, the blank rune, and the rune of partnership. Now, the rune of partnership could be an intimate partnership, a love relationship, or it could be a partnership of business partnership, or it tends to suggest a one-on-one relationship of some sort. A friend, a family member, tends to be one-on-one. Signs, signals, synchronicities. Pay attention to the signs. You're going to be shown something that will help you to see what you need to do, because something is being initiated here. Something is going to move forwards. It's a rite of passage. There's an initiation. The blank rune suggests a period of gestation. So you're needing to birth something, bring something forth. I feel like some aspect of relationship is in the process of shifting. It's like you're moving into new territory in terms of some aspect of relationship on a one-to-one. And just pay attention to the signs. For some of you, this new aspect of relationship could relate to the ending of a relationship, of a partnership. For others, it's the beginning of one, or it's the moving to a new stage. It's basically a period of transition for something to birth into the new. I think for most of you, it's bringing forth a new phase or a new relationship, or the emergence of some aspect of relationship, but you need to see it with clarity. And you're going to be shown what you need to see in order to establish the new. So it may be that you move forwards in an existing relationship onto much more solid ground. Whatever you're moving through, this is going to become clear to you. And it's important. The signs are there for you to listen to, pay attention to them, because there is the birthing of something here. The blank rune is sort of both an ending and a new beginning. Pisces, gosh, I hope this makes some sense to you and will be of benefit and add additional clarity to whichever reading or readings you chose. So yeah, there's a new phase of relationship here taking place. You're being shown the signs and something new is going to be established. Wonderful Pisces. Have an amazing April 2022. Tons and tons of love to you.